The night in Saitama carried a rare electricity, the kind that makes even the air tremble. Fans filled the arena, their chants mixing into a single roar that felt alive. In one corner stood Ryota Murata, Japan's Olympic hero, draped in his nation's pride, every eye behind him. Across the ring, the stoic figure of Gennady G Golovkin waited in silence, expression carved in stone, a living legend, returning to prove that age could not dull greatness. 40 years old, yet his gaze burned cold as ever. When the bell rang, Murata wasted no time. He stormed forward behind his jab, slamming body shots that echoed through the ring like drumbeats. Golovkin took them, studying, absorbing, feeling. For the first time in years, he looked human, caught off guard by Murata's ferocity. The Japanese crowd roared with every strike, their hero pushing back the myth. Golovkin's ribs reddened, his ard lifted higher. Murata was bold, relentless, a man chasing immortality. Yet behind Golovkin's calm eyes was calculation. He had seen storms like this before. Every punch was data, every moment a puzzle piece. Murata was winning the crowd, but Golovkin was reading the man. Beneath the noise, the rhythm of the fight was beginning to shift, subtly, invisibly, the way a tide changes before the storm breaks. The early rounds belonged to Murata. He pressed forward with confidence, letting his right hand go, digging into the body, pushing Golovkin backward, something few had ever done. The Kazakh's jab, usually sharp as a blade, was dulled under the pressure. Murata's combinations thumped against his guard, sweat flying under the lights. Yet Golovkin remained eerily composed, his movements economical, his eyes locked on Murata's rhythm. Then, midway through the third round, something changed. The jab returned, quick, stiff, like the crack of a whip. Murata stepped in again, but this time Golovkin's right hand met him flush down the middle. The crowd gasped, a sound of both surprise and recognition. The old lion was stirring. Golovkin began to pivot, slide, and throw with that effortless precision that once terrorized the middleweight division. Murata still landed, but each time he did, he was answered twice as hard. The momentum had started to bend. The crowd could feel it. Their cheers now mixed with murmurs. Murata's face glistened with sweat, his breath heavier. Golovkin's corner called for patience, and he nodded. No emotion, no fear, just timing. The first act had been Murata's storm. Now, the hunter in Golovkin was awake, stalking through the rain, ready to reclaim the night. By round 4, the fight's tempo changed completely. Golovkin began walking Murata down. Each jab now snapped the head back. Each hook bent his opponent sideways. Murata, brave and stubborn, refused to step back, answering with power. But his punches no longer had the same sting. The years of discipline and destruction within Golovkin began to surface. The perfect balance of patience and violence. The crowd roared with every exchange, half in fear, half in awe. Murata's combinations grew wider, slower. Golovkin's were tight and cold, each one a message. Then came the moment that silenced the arena. A perfectly timed right hand that sent Murata's mouthpiece flying into the corner. The sound of leather on bone echoed like thunder. Murata staggered, smiled through the pain, and waved Golovkin forward, a warrior's defiance. Triple G didn't rush. He advanced methodically, breathing steady, eyes unblinking. The legend had come alive again. Murata fired back, trying to reclaim momentum, but his punches bounced off a wall that refused to move. Each time he stepped in, Golovkin met him with something harder. The Japanese champion's will remained, but his body was starting to betray him. The hunter had found his rhythm, and with it came inevitability. Rounds 5 through 7 became a masterclass in control. Golovkin's combinations flowed like machinery: jab, hook, uppercut, repeat. Murata, his face swollen and breathing labored, stood his ground, refusing to surrender. The crowd's chants turned into prayers. Every punch was now a battle between pride and punishment. Golovkin's footwork tightened, his balance perfect. He feinted, drew reactions, then punished them. The big drama show had returned in full force. Murata's corner shouted for movement, but he stayed rooted, driven by heart and nationalism, unwilling to yield before his people. Golovkin's body shots thudded like hammers, his hooks slicing through the guard. Still, Murata answered, a right hand, a desperate uppercut, anything to prove he was still there. The respect between them was palpable. Two men from different worlds, bound by one truth. This is what greatness demands. By the 7th round, Murata's punches lost speed. His guard drooped. Golovkin, merciless yet respectful, continued the dismantling, step by step, strike by strike. The crowd rose with every blow, torn between horror and admiration. What had begun as Murata's challenge was now turning into Golovkin's masterpiece, painted in sweat and resolve. Round 9. The final act. Murata stood in the corner, his face battered, but eyes still burning. The bell rang and Golovkin walked forward. Not running, not chasing, simply advancing like fate itself. His punches were precise, merciless. A hard right hand crashed through Murata's guard, followed by a left hook that spun him sideways. The crowd gasped as Murata stumbled into the ropes, his legs trembling. Golovkin saw the end, but he never rushed the kill. He measured each shot, each moment, until the combination came. Right hand, left hook, uppercut. Murata folded under the assault, and from his corner, the white towel soared through the air, surrendering to mercy. The référé stepped in, et silence ferma l'aréna avant qu'il éruptît de l'applaudissement. Golovkin était motionflé, ses glaves à mémoire, à yeux enfants et respect. Il n'a pas rié, il a simplement nodé, accueillant Murata cœur. Deux guerriers se sont rencontrés en bataille, qu'un tombé, mais un n'avait vraiment perdu. Quand la foule rendait les deux noms, Golovkin's legacy, sur plus rare, est accompli de la grandeur. Elle évolue. Et dans cette nuit, à Saitama, amidst des échos de punch et de prod, le monde et se replie pour quoi l'avait pelle Triple G. Non seulement un champion, mais une force entière, carnée de discipline, courage et destinée.